Telangana Rebellion, a brief history from origins to formation.
The Telangana Rebellion was started by a group of peasants in late 1945, against the prevalent Jagirdari system where power to collect revenue and govern certain landholdings was installed in certain offices. Represented by the Comrades Association, who were affiliated with the Communist Party of India, the rebellion turned violent and clashed with the Razakars, a militia headed by Qasim Rizvi. In 1945, Nizam of Hyderabad put forward multiple conditions to join India, all of which were unacceptable to the Indian state. In the meantime, Qasim Rizvi and his Razakars became increasingly dominating, difficult to ignore presence in Hyderabad. He influenced all major decisions the Nizam undertook and installed his chosen men in the government. In order to ensure that Hyderabad's already deteriorating law and order condition did not worsen further, India signed the standstill agreement with Hyderabad, stating that all administrative agreements that were in place between the Nizam and the British Crown would continue between the Nizam and India. Operation Polo. The signing of the standstill agreement, however, ensured peace for only about a year. Almost instantly, Hyderabad started violating the conditions. Simultaneously, the violent activities of the Razakars increased, creating an atmosphere of anarchy in the state. As a last resort, India launched Operation Polo in September 1948 and defeated the rebel forces within 5 days to make Hyderabad an integral part of India. Linguistic reorganization. In 1955, States Reorganization Committee recommended that Hyderabad be linguistically reorganized. Andhra had expressed the desire to integrate the Andhra state and Telangana in order to create Vishalandhra, however the SRC was against this. The committee suggested the idea of maintaining Telangana as a separate state till 1961, where post-general elections the state could voluntarily vote to integrate itself with the Andhra state. The government ignored this, and on passing the States Reorganization Act later that year, Andhra state and Telangana were merged into a single state called Andhra Pradesh, with Hyderabad becoming the capital. The Mulki rules agitation. Telangana region also had what were called the Mulki rules, which were safeguards in place to ensure that Mulkis or native residents did not face difficulty in procuring government jobs. The rules had 4 conditions to be met in order to be classified as a Mulki. When in 1952, the Hyderabad government accepted a large number of non-Mulkis into government positions, protests broke out. January 1969 was a turning point as Andhra Pradesh witnessed widespread student protests over the violations of the safeguards that the Gentleman's Agreement signed between Telangana and Andhra state in February 1956 to allow the formation of Andhra Pradesh. While the government took measures to placate the population, the fire barely subsided. Call for Telangana statehood. In 1969, the Telangana Praja Samiti was formed to further the call for a separate Telangana state, and when protests for the same turned increasingly violent, the Andhra Pradesh High Court state declared the Mulki rules null and void, only for the decision to be stopped by a divisional bench of the same court. In 1972, when the Supreme Court upheld the Mulki rules, the Jayandhra movement asking for a separate Andhra state picked up, causing the state to be put under President's rule in January 1973. Days prior to this, in December 1972, Parliament also passed the Mulki Rules Act to limit the operation of Mulki rules. In September of 1973, Indira Gandhi initiated the 32nd Amendment to the Constitution, which declared that Andhra Pradesh would be divided into 6 zones, with reservation for jobs being decided on the basis of zones. As a result of the same, the Mulki Rules Act was repealed. The Telangana Movement and KCR. K. Chandrasekhar Rao revived the movement in 2001 when he established his own political party, the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, which had the singular aim of establishing a separate Telangana. While in 2009 the TRS's performance at the polls was dismal, the party continued to push forward, and in September that, post the death of Andhra Pradesh's Chief Minister Y.S. Rajashekara Reddy, an opportunity presented itself. KCR exploited the political turmoil, beginning a fast unto death, and eventually the then Union Home Minister declared that Telangana would achieve statehood, separate from Andhra Pradesh. The state of Telangana was finally created on June 2, 2014 after years of political turmoil and repeated reassessment of state boundaries to emerge as a separate state.